The Cubs had a 3-game series against the Houston Astros. We're going to look over all 3 of those games. We're going to look at what went right and what went wrong. All of that is happening on this episode of Cubs 360. What's up, Cubs fans? This is Jeff from Cubs 360. Thank you very much for tuning in to episode 25 of the Cubs 360 podcast. If you're interested in this content, feel free to like and subscribe, and also follow us on Twitter at Cubs360X. So this is my series recap to the Houston Astros series, the final series in the month of June. And just something noteworthy, Kyle Tucker and Ryan Presley, who the Cubs both acquired in trades this past winter, are returning to Houston for the first time since they got dealt to Chicago. So with that said, let's get right into it. Ian Happ will strike out swinging, and speaking of Kyle Tucker, he goes up to bat, and he flies out to short. Suzuki will ground out to short as well. In the bottom of the first now, Cade Horton pitching for the Cubs. Pena will fly out to center. Paredes will hit a base hit to left. Altuve will fly out to center. Smith will get walked. Paredes will go to second, and Myers will hit a base hit to right. Smith will go to second, and Paredes is thrown out at home. So in the top of the second now, Swanson will hit a triple to left, PCA will ground out to first, Kelly struck out swinging, and Nico Hoerner will fly out to right. In the bottom of the second now, Caratini will fly out to left, Walker will hit a base hit to left, Diaz will ground it into a fielder's choice to short, Walker's out at second. Trammell will get walked, and Diaz will go to second. Pena got hit by the pitch. Trammell will go to second, and Diaz will go to third, so the bases are loaded. But then Isaac Paredes will line out to left. In the top of the third now, Turner will ground out to second. Matt Shaw will strike out swinging, and Ian Happ struck out looking. In the bottom of the third now, Altuve got walked. Smith will hit a single to left, and Altuve will go to second. Myers got walked, which will load the bases. Caratini will hit a sac fly to center, which will score Altuve to make it 1-0 Houston. Walker struck out swinging, and Diaz will hit a home run to left center field to make it 4-0 Houston. Then Trammell will ground out to short. In the top of the fourth now, Tucker will hit a ground ball out to second, and Suzuki will hit a base hit to center. Swanson will ground it into a fielder's choice to third, and Suzuki is out at second, and PCA will fly out to the catcher. In the bottom of the fourth now, Pena will ground out to short. Paredes will hit a base hit to left. Altuve will hit a base hit to center, which will put 2 runners on. But then Cam Smith, former Cub prospect who got traded to the Astros, who actually replaced Kyle Tucker in right field, hits a home run to left center field to make it 7-0 Houston. Myers will strike out looking, and Caratini will fly out to center. In the top of the fifth now, Kelly will fly out to right. Nico Hoerner will hit a home run to left center field, his second of the season, to make it 7-1. So the Cubs are on the board. Turner will hit a double to left. Shaw will fly out to right. Turner will go to third. Then Ian Happ will ground out to third. In the bottom of the fifth now, Flexen pitching for the Cubs. Walker will line out to first. Diaz will hit a base hit to left. Trammell will ground it into a fielder's choice to second. Diaz is out at second. Dubon will pinch it for Pena, and he grounds out to short. In the top of the sixth now, Walter still pitching for the Astros. Dubon is at short. Kyle Tucker will line out to right. Suzuki will hit a base hit to left. Swanson will fly out to left, and PCA struck out swinging. In the bottom of the sixth now, Paredes will pop out to short. Altuve will fly out to right. Smith will get walked, and Myers will line out to right. In the top of the seventh now, Ort pitching for the Houston Astros. Kelly will hit a base hit to right. Nico Hoerner will get walked. Kelly will go to second. Bush will hit for Turner, and he flies out to left. But Matt Shaw will hit a double to left, which will score Hoerner and Kelly to make it 7-3. Then Okert will be pitching for the Astros now. Ian Happ struck out swinging, and Kyle Tucker will foul out to the catcher. In the bottom of the seventh now, Bush is at first now. Caratini will line out to right. Walker struck out swinging. Diaz will reach on an infield single to short, and then Trammell will foul out to third. Sousa pitching for the Astros in the top of the eighth. Suzuki struck out looking. Swanson struck out swinging as well, and PCA as well. In the bottom of the eighth now, Flexen pitching for the Cubs still. Dubon will line out to right. Paredes will line out to center, and Altuve will line out to right. Sousa pitching for the Astros in the top of the ninth. Kelly will get walked. Nico Hoerner will fly out to center. Bush will line out to right. Kelly will go to second on a fielder's indifference, and he will go to third on a wild pitch by Sousa. Matt Shaw will hit a double to left, which will score Kelly to make it 7-4. And then here comes Josh Hader for the Astros to finish it off. Ian Happ will line out to center to end the game. The Astros take Game 1 of the series by a final score of 7-4, ruining the Homecoming for Kyle Tucker and Ryan Presley. The win goes to Walter, who's 1-1 on the year. He went 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run and 5 hits, 5 strikeouts. The loss goes to Cade Horton, 4 innings pitched, 7 earned runs, 8 hits, so not a great outing for Cade Horton. Only 2 strikeouts there, and Josh Hader with his 22nd save of the year. 22 already. So Josh Hader, you could say, is having a really good year this year. So with that said, the Astros take Game 1, and now we will head to Game number 2. So in Game number 2, Lance McCullers Jr. Lance McCullers Jr. is on a very interesting story. So he was out for a very extended period of time. Nobody thought he would ever pitch again, and here he is making his return in 2025. So before anything, I just want to give props to Lance McCullers Jr. there. So coming back from injury, really good story for him this year. So speaking of him, he's on the bump for the Astros. Ian Happ will ground out to McCullers Jr. Tucker will hit a base hit to right, and he stole second. Suzuki will ground out to first. Tucker will go to third. PCA will get walked, and he stole second. Swanson will also get walked. Bush will get walked, which will score Tucker. Swanson and PCA both advance to base, so it's 1-0 Cubs. But then Nico Horner will ground out to short. In the bottom of the first now, Colin Ray pitching for the Cubs. Paredes got hit by the pitch. Myers will hit a base hit to left, which will send Paredes to second. Altuve will fly out to right. Smith struck out swinging, and Diaz will ground out to second. In the top of the second now, Shaw will strike out swinging. McGuire grounds out to McCullers. Ian Happ will ground out to second. In the bottom of the second now, Caratini will line out to center. Walker will hit a double to center. Hummel will hit a base hit to left, and Walker will go to third. And he got picked off first, but then Dubon will fly out to center. In the top of the third now, Tucker will ground out to second. Suzuki fouls out to first. PCA flies out to center. In the bottom of the third now, Paredes hits a base hit to left. Myers will ground out to a fielder's choice to third. Paredes is out at second. Altuve will ground out to third. Myers will go to second. But then Cam Smith once again with a home run to left center field, which will make it 2-1 Houston. They take the lead, but then Diaz will pop out to second. In the top of the fourth now, Swanson will ground out to short. Mike Bush will hit a home run to left center field to tie the game at 2. And then Nico Horner with another home run to make it 3-2 Chicago. So look at Nico Horner there. So I believe that is his third home run in like 4 or 5 games there. So props to Nico Horner there. Home run in back-to-back games as well. So with that said, the Cubs have the lead 3-2. Matt Shaw will get walked. McGuire will hit a base hit to center, which will have 2 runners on. Ian Happ will hit a base hit to right, which will score Shaw. McGuire will go to third to make it 4-2 Chicago. And then Kyle Tucker will come back to Houston. Home run to right field to make it 7-2 Cubs. Suzuki will hit a triple to center, and Okert will pitch for the Astros now. PCA will hit a sac fly to center, which will score Suzuki to make it 8-2 Cubs. Swanson will hit a base hit to left. Mike Bush will pop out to second to end the inning. In the bottom of the fourth now, Caratini will fly out to left. Walker struck out swinging, and Hummel will fly out to right. In the top of the fifth now, Gusto pitching for the Astros. Horner will pop out to third. Shaw will reach on an infield single to third. McGuire struck out swinging, and Shaw stole second. But then Happ struck out swinging as well to end the inning. As we go to the bottom of the fifth, Dubon lines out to center. Paredes will fly out to left, and Myers will pop out to first. In the top of the sixth now, Kyle Tucker will hit a double to left. Suzuki will fly out to left. Tucker will go to third. PCA will line out to first. And Swanson will hit a base hit to left, which will score Tucker to make it 9-2 Cubs. And then Bush struck out swinging. In the bottom of the sixth now, Brazier pitching for the Cubs. Altuve will fly out to short. Smith will hit a base hit to center. And Diaz will ground it into a double play. In the top of the seventh now, Galorm is at second now. Nico Horner will fly out to center. Matt Shaw will strike out swinging, and McGuire will pop up to third. In the bottom of the seventh now, Pomeranz pitching for the Cubs. Caratini struck out swinging. Walker will fly out to center, and Hummel will ground out to third. In the top of the eighth now, Trammell is in center. Caratini's at first, and Salazar is catching for the Astros. As Ian Happ will fly out to center, Kyle Tucker will hit a base hit to center. Suzuki will hit a home run to left center field to make it 11-2 Cubs. PCA will ground out to second. Dansby Swanson will hit a double to center. Bruhan will pinch run for Swanson. Mike Bush will hit a base hit to left to score Bruhan to make it 12-2. And then Birdie will pinch it for Nico Horner, and he grounds it into a fielder's choice to third. Bush will be out at second to end the inning. In the bottom of the eighth now, Porter Hodge pitching for the Cubs, up by 10 runs now. Bruhan is at short, and Birdie's at second. Dubon will line out to short. Paredes getting his revenge on the Cubs because Kyle Tucker was going off in this game. So Paredes, who was somewhat of the centerpiece in this return for the Kyle Tucker deal. I know Cam Smith was in there as well, but nonetheless, Paredes was a huge piece going back to the Astros, and he felt like he needed to get revenge on the Cubs in some way possible, and he does because he hits a home run to left field to make it 12-3, definitely making the game a little bit closer now. It is a 9-run game. Trammell will strike out swinging, and Galorm will ground out to second. As we head to the top of the ninth, Weems pitching for the Astros. Shaw will fly out to center. McGuire will line out to right, and Happ will ground out to first. And Ryan Presley, pitching for the first time in Houston since getting traded to the Cubs. In the bottom of the ninth now, Smith will pop out to first. Diaz will line out to left. Caratini struck out looking. 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Presley to end the game. The Cubs with a dominant win in Houston, winning Game 2 by a final score of 12-3. So the winning pitcher in this one went to Colin Ray, 5-3 on the year, 5 innings pitched, only gave up 2 earned runs and 5 hits, 2 strikeouts. The loss goes to Lance McCullers Jr., 1-3 on the year, 3 1/3 innings pitched, gave up 7 hits, 8 earned runs, and only 1 strikeout. So my 3 starts for this game, my third star was Seiya Suzuki, who went 2 for 5 with a home run and 2 RBIs. Mike Bush was my second star, who went 2 for 4 with a home run and 3 RBIs. And my first star was the guy making his homecoming return this weekend, or should I say the weekend these two teams went head-to-head, more so. But Kyle Tucker, who went 4 for 5 with a home run and 3 RBIs. So there you go. Big game for Kyle Tucker, big game for the Cubs, dominating the Astros by a final score of 12-3, and they have a chance to take the series in game number 3. So in game number 3, Framber Valdez will be pitching for the Astros. Ian Happ struck out swinging. Kyle Tucker will hit a double to right. Suzuki will line out to right. Swanson flew out to center. Tyone pitching for the Cubs in the bottom of the first. Paredes will hit a base hit to right. Myers will hit a base hit to center, and Paredes will go to second. Altuve struck out looking. Smith will fly out to right. Paredes will go to third, and then Diaz will ground it into a fielder's choice to short, and Myers is out at second. In the top of the second now, PCA will strike out swinging. Carson Kelly will strike out swinging as well, and Nico Horner will ground it to third. In the bottom of the second now, Walker will ground out to short. Hummel will ground out to the pitcher. Dubon will hit a base hit to center, but Guillorme will strike out looking. In the top of the third now, Turner will strike out swinging. Birdie will hit a base hit to left, and he stole second, but Ian Happ will ground out to second. Birdie will go to third, and then Kyle Tucker will ground out to short. In the bottom of the third now, Paredes will pop out to first. Myers is safe at first on a throwing error by Dansby Swanson. Altuve struck out swinging. Myers will stole second, and then Smith struck out swinging. In the top of the fourth now, Suzuki struck out swinging. Dansby Swanson gets walked. PCA will ground out to first. Swanson will go to second, and then Kelly struck out swinging. In the bottom of the fourth now, Diaz will fly out to right. Walker will fly out to right as well. Hummel will get walked, and Dubon flew out to left. In the top of the fifth now, Nico Horner will ground it to third. Turner will hit a base hit to center. Birdie will ground it into a fielder's choice to third, and Turner is out at second. Ian Happ will ground out to third. In the bottom of the fifth now, Guillorme will hit a base hit to right. Paredes flies out to right. Myers will fly out to right as well. But then Altuve will hit a home run to left to make it 2-0 Houston in the bottom of the fifth. And Brazier will go in for the Cubs with Smith striking out swinging. In the top of the sixth now, Kyle Tucker will ground out to Valdez. Suzuki grounds out to first. Dansby Swanson will get walked, and PCA grounds out to first. In the bottom of the sixth now, Diaz will ground out to short. Walker struck out swinging. Hummel will get a base hit to right, and Dubon will ground out to second. In the top of the seventh now, Kelly will hit a double to left. Nico Horner will reach on an infield single to second. Bush will pinch hit for Turner, and Abreu was going on the bump for the Astros, and he fouls out to first. Bruhan will pinch it for Birdie, and he struck out swinging, but then Ian Happ struck out swinging. In the bottom of the seventh now, Ryan Presley pitching for the Cubs. Bush will go to first, Bruhan at third. Guillorme will ground out to first. Paredes grounds out to short, as well as Myers. In the top of the eighth now, Tucker will pop out to first. Suzuki struck out swinging, and Dansby Swanson also struck out swinging. In the bottom of the eighth now, Keller pitching for the Cubs. Altuve grounds out to short. Smith will ground out to third. Diaz will hit a base hit to left. Walker will ground out to third. Josh Hader on the bump for the Astros once again at the top of the ninth. Last licks for the Cubs here. PCA struck out swinging. Carson Kelly will fly out to right, and Nico Horner will foul out to the catcher to end the game. The Astros take the series, and they take Game 3 by a final score of 2-0. The winning pitcher goes to Framber Valdez, 6 innings pitched, only gave up 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, 9-4 on the year. The loss goes to Jameson Tyone, 7-6 on the year, 4 2/3 innings pitched, gave up 2 earned runs, 5 hits, 4 strikeouts. Josh Hader with his 23rd save of the year. So this was a classic pitching game. Obviously, Tyone just had one really bad pitch that obviously resulted in the 2-run home run, and that was the only offense you really got in this game. Sure, you had 12 hits combined from both of these teams, but nonetheless, very low scoring, a classic pitching game. You like to see it at times. However, the Chicago Cubs, They finish off the series with a record of 49-35. They only take 1 out of 3 from the Astros, so they lose the series. But that's the record they head into as the Cubs head into the month of July. So with that said, I said this in the Cardinals recap. I have that series recap coming out simultaneously with this one. So if you have not checked out the Cardinals series recap, I'll recommend you doing so. And the series recap marathon will continue tomorrow. We have the Guardians and Cardinals at Wrigley coming out tomorrow during the day. And coming out tomorrow night, we have the Minnesota Twins and New York Yankees videos. We also have more videos coming out regarding the standings predictions that we made back in March. I'm bringing Jonathan back on the podcast sometime in the next couple of days, so you'll see a video coming out with that. I will have my series recap of the Boston Red Sox, and I will also have a video especially regarding the trade deadline. So we're going to look at some possible trade acquisitions the Cubs could make, what we could see, what possible moves and prospects could be out the door, and we'll just play around with that a little bit and see what happens there. I'm excited for the trade deadline, and I hope all of you are as well. So with that said, that is my series recap for the Houston Astros series. If you're interested in the content, feel free to like, subscribe, and also follow us on Twitter at Cubs360X. And that's all I got to say here. So this is Jack from Cubs360, and as always, go Cubs go.